Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is my gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your host, Bridget Jeffries, and tonight I will still be serving as your director. If you've come this far, thank you. I was just telling the cast tonight is the penultimate episode of the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory, written for me by Cthulhu Dark. If you're not familiar with Cthulhu Dark, you probably are by now. It is a rules light, narrative focused tabletop role playing game published by Graham Walmsley, and you can pick it up in print or PDF at Indie Press Revolution. Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory is currently available in PDF, softcover, and hardcover at Drive Through RPG. It will be available and carried soon by Indie Press Revolution, and hopefully on the shelves of your local game store very, very soon. Tonight for this stream, I will be giving away another soft cover copy of the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory. And Bucho, tell us what you are also shipping out for tonight for us.
Every week we stream, I'm giving out copies of both of my books. Here's the first one. It's a Scaring the Stars in the Submission. It is a collection of surrealist dystopian fiction. I realize dystopian fiction may not be what you want right now because we're currently living through it, but it would be nice if you read it. And then I've got my second book, which is The Machinery of the Heart Love Stories. They're a little more traditional, but still plenty of weirdness. But they're also interactive stories. So that's what we're giving away tonight.
Bucho, thank you so much for those two, because literally you have given away signed copies every single stream, and this is episode 4. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he has a super sexy, sexy, sexy giveaway prize for next week, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You need to tune in live for episode 5.
It's my panties.
Alex, can you please tell these wonderful folk how they can enter into the giveaway?
Yeah, except I thought Bucho was giving his panties to Michael Diamond already. I didn't think he was giving away extra copies.
I don't have just one pair of panties. I can distribute many.
Oh, somebody's upper middle class. I get it. But I'm Alex, and I'm the producer here at the Symphony Entertainment. And you can join our giveaway by typing into chat !Shoreside. You will receive 1 ticket. You do have to be a follower of the channel to enter the giveaway, so please click the little follow button, type in !Shoreside, and sometimes near the end of the stream, we will draw the winners.
Woo woo. And Alex, while you're here, the voice from beneath the sea, why don't you just go ahead and do your introduction so everyone knows exactly how awesome you are? And I believe you have a convention coming up. I feel like you should be pubbing that too. Just putting it out there.
I do. So I'm Alex Thomas. I'm the executive producer of the Untold Stories Project, which is a Twitch actual play channel where we showcase RPGs that don't get as much love as like D&D and Pathfinder. I'm the author of the Titan City Chronicles, a fantasy noir series of books about angry wizards that fight mobsters and monsters in the 1930s. And I am the co-line developer for Mutants and Masterminds at Green Ronin Publishing. And I will be at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo as the industry guest of honor on October 1st and 2nd. I'll be running 2 games and leading a panel about how to write and publish superhero RPGs. So, if you're in Pittsburgh, come hang out with me.
Alex, please kick ass, and congratulations again on that. That is really boss. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Last announcement I have for you guys before we jump into the content. Symphony Entertainment does have a Patreon, so if you would like to support this content or help us create more of it, please consider backing us on Patreon. It means so much to me, and honest to God does help. Every little bit helps. Tiers are currently fleshed out with everything from behind the scenes content, postcards, AMAs, gifts that you will see. You saw one last episode, and you will see a backer gift come into fruition tonight too. So if you want to get in on the action, please, please, please consider backing us at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. So without further ado, let's unveil this cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where people can find you, the things that you do, anything you want to promo. And then, of course, the name, specialty of your investigator, and a 1-2 sentence impression of how they're doing, which I cannot wait to hear these impressions. Bucho, go ahead and start us off, baby.
My name is Bucho. I am a writer, a DJ, a painter from Kansas City. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Pink Manther. There will be postings of my paintings, which I've just gotten back into again now that it's cooler in my garage. So I'm pretty busy cranking those out. There's literary news that may be coming out at some point soon. And yeah, other notifications about anytime I am on the Symphony stream, causing trouble on Wednesdays with the Conservatory crew, or on Saturdays with, it's not even horror, it's just funny at this point. Like, if you're not tuning in to the hometown horrors, you're missing out. It's, the sonatas are a good thing. Tonight I'm playing Twee Lee. She is a painter, and she has currently conscripted Dallasay into what may be potentially a problematic kind of art installation. I think we're probably going to find out how problematic tonight. But otherwise, I'm doing great. Like, I feel really good about the project.
Hold on to that energy. Hold on to that energy. Hold on to that energy. Perry.
Hello, all. I'm Perry Clark, a licensed marriage and family therapist. So I just want to start out first and foremost that how I play any of these characters is not related to anybody that I have worked with. It is my understanding of mental health and how it can manifest itself. Equally, since we have also talked about this in our stream, talked about the aspect of self-harm, just so you understand, we do take the aspect of this seriously. And while we may be laughing, it's a way of breaking the tension. If you are in concern about yourself or someone else, there is support options out there. Check out any of the suicide hotlines, or see another mental health therapist who can work with you on understanding why you're doing this or why someone else is. And that goes not only for those who are experienced, but those who are also witnessing it. It brings a lot of questions, and it's something that we are here to help with. Equally, my podcast, Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered, recently this week had the opening interview with Tanana Reeve Dew, who is a noted author of short stories and novels of horror fiction that focus on BIPOC people. So go check that out. I play Jamal, the saxophonist, who at this point, a acknowledgement and tribute to love has opened up so much more. I'll leave it at that.
I hate looking at Bucho's face. I hate it so much. Bucho, I love you, but Jesus God, y'all are all gonna die. Chris, hit us.
Hello, all. I'm Chris, and I am from the East Bay area, East San Francisco Bay area, at an undisclosed location. I am playing Dallasay Aquino, a mild and well-adjusted young woman who loves to dance, and is certainly not having the same issues that the rest of these people are having with the new arts program, and is just kind of wondering what's wrong with all these people. I just want to dance.
I need that come on son sign right now so badly.
The what? You want the what?
Come on, son. Old Vine back in the day. I see Bucho recognize. Perry, do you recognize that one too? What is that? What is his name, Bucho? I can't think of the rapper's name.
That's Ed Lover.
Ed Lover, yeah. Come on, son.
And his partner was the other Dr. Dre that would always get people confused about which Dr. Dre was which Dr.
It was
Yeah.
Ed Lover. Yep, that's it. Come on, son. We'll get you plugged in. And last but totally not least, hit us, Allie.
Okay, so I'm Allie, and I play Katerina Bogdanovich on the Old Ways podcast for the Vampire the Masquerade game. Really, Bridget?
Just I was like, wait, that's not
over there, Phaeton.
So good. Love it so much. Sorry.
And I play August Williamson, a violinist who's hearing weird shit in his head, but also physically totally fine. I don't know what's happening with all of these other people in my group, but I guess I better go. I guess I better go and make sure that, the world hasn't exploded.
Yeah, because I think it's going down in pockets right now. And for the spoken record, y'all are doing more of it to yourselves than I am. Half of the shit is things y'all are sending me in private messaging between sessions. Don't blame me for 80% of what happens tonight. In that same vein, I have reviewed content warnings with the cast and crew, and they understand that the X card is in play. X's can be sent in private message via Zoom or on stream where I can see it. No judgment passed, no questions asked. So, we are going to roll forward 48 hours in time. We're going to be starting in the infirmary where half of you are, specifically Dallas and Jamal from various self-inflicted injuries, as well as 6 other students who are recovering from strange, sudden, and abrupt self-inflicted injuries, hair pulling, gouging, self-cutting, burns, self-mutilations. You have all over the last 48 hours heard a rumor that that Muslim cellist, Bahija, who played at the bonfire so beautifully that she had to be restrained to her bed from trying to insert her cello bow into an open wound running down the inside of her left leg. So things are pretty intense right now. I'm going to start with Dallas and another backer gift. So what I'm getting ready to read to you guys is something that came directly from a Symphony backer as a gift to Dallas and Chris. I modified it just slightly for it to fit into this particular scene. So again, thank you backers for backing the Symphony. And wow, I wish I had spoken to you before I wrote this scenario because I would have worked this in. Dallas, you awaken with a start. You're cold and wet. The window to your room is open. The glass is broken. And the rain and the wind are pushing in from outside. The drapes are flapping in the breeze. And you recognize the figure of Vincent Price, that asshole that you guys met upon arrival. He's currently boarding up your window. You, Dallas, are restrained to your bed, unable to move your wrists and ankles. You shiver in your wet nightgown, and you're able to look up and over onto the floor, and you can see that there are fresh, wet footprints on the ground. They're your wet footprints, but why do you have fins in between your toes? As you frantically look around the room, you hear a soft tinkling sound accompanied by the soft sound of the sea brushing up, kissing against the shore. And the volume and the intensity of this sound, those two combine, changes and mutates the faster you move your head back and forth. Your ears begin to hemorrhage moss. It's wet, it's sticky, and it stinks. And because your wrists are tied down, the best you can do is shake it or try to move your head. But the more you move your head, the more moss is produced and the more this sound comes. And with surprise and delight, you notice a glint of something on your ears that is being reflected in a stray piece of broken glass. You are wearing a small pair of beautiful earrings. They appear to be a mix of silver and gold with a design that I'm going to ask you to describe here in a second, with a design that simultaneously disquiets and comforts you. You realize that the sound, that tinkling combined with the shore kissing or the waves kissing the shore, is coming from this piece of jewelry. You just don't know where the jewelry came from. No, that's not quite true. You remember creeping out of this bed, the bed that you're in right now in the infirmary, jumping through that window and moving back down to the pier. They were calling you because they were proud of you. And they, these creatures of the sea, gave you these earrings. Alex, would you tee up the handout, please? I think I saw it in my peripheral, but can you throw that up again, please? Dallas, you have been gifted with jewelry of Yahanele. For those at home, Yahanele is one of the undersea cities of the deep ones, and apparently the only one that H.P. Lovecraft ever mentioned by name. Dallas, per the description that the backer gave you, along with this, you're gifted a pair of earrings from Nahalate. The jewelry allows you to attune and to see more easily and tap into the primal power of what it offers. Chris, do us the favors and describe this earring for us. And then Alex, you're a green light right now. Thank you so much, babe.
The earring on first glance looks to be a very simple, smooth spiral. But the more you look at it, the more you let your eye rest on the design, the deeper the more detail you see. As you look at it, you see like spirals turning in on the spirals. and spirals within those spirals. Just and they are crafted in a way that that catch sounds, and conduct them to my ears. These are sounds that like a regular human would not hear, or would not even want to hear. But they are the sounds that I need to hear to dance properly.
Beautifully done. That has to be absolutely torturous to have that sound being streamlined directly into your conscious, into your mind, into your body, and you're strapped to this bed. Someone has actually put you down and has told you, no, you're going to stay here.
Absolutely. I'm like constantly straining against the ankle restraints, cursing them for not even giving me a safe word, and just trying to dance within the straps, because
Yeah.
I can hear the deepest music in the world. It is like listening to the music that the world makes itself just by existing.
God, the levels of cruelty to have this type of gift and not be able to explore it. As you're resisting and you're pulling against your own constraints, you can hear just like this echo of noise and sounds and screams coming down the hallway as you have other students that are screaming and demanding, give it back. I need it, give it back, or make it stop, or just kill me. You hear this mewling low sound coming from a male that just keeps saying, it burns, it burns, it burns. And you can only imagine what is happening in these other rooms as your hips are just twisting and turning, and you're just desperately trying to get out of these restraints, or at least have somebody take off the earrings. It's like, no, no one can touch those except for you. Those were given specifically to you. Jamal, you are also waking up in the infirmary. Talk us through what he's been going through here the last couple of days with some of his visions.
So Jamal finds himself in the lobby of this grand concert hall. And the lobby is unusual because there's windows on either side of the walkway area, and you can see the ocean around it. And as he's walking towards the doors to the main amphitheater, they bust open, and he sees his fellow classmates all come streaming out. Dallas A's there, August is there, Twee's there, all dressed and all talking about the performance, how great it was, how wonderful. And they're just streaming around him as he's just sort of standing there, just trying to take it in, what's going on, where's everything, what's going on. And the next thing, as he looks around, they all stop moving. And as he looks closer, their clothes are all there, but their skin, everything about them has turned into stone, or is it clay? And they're just statuary standing there around him, looking either at him, looking out the window, just in all these different directions. At the next moment, the ceiling lifts off like a dollhouse away from him. And as he looks up, that's when he starts feeling he can't move himself. He's locked there, arms out. And looking down into this structure, he sees a figure clad in white, veiled white face, and at which point he's remembering Obata, the crafter of humanity. He's looking in down upon them, and because his face is veiled, because you're not supposed to see the faces of gods, and he reaches down into the sea of statuary, which Jamal has now come, and he plucks Jamal up, looks at him for a moment, and like you would any mini figurine, and then he inverts him into a cup of water. Jamal is trying to move, struggling to try and breathe as he should, but he can't. He's just in this water. And then a moment later, he's withdrawn from it and held up. And Obatala picks up this tool, this artistic tool for carving and gouging. And he looks away for a moment. And when he looks back at Jamal, the statuary, the veil is gone. And it's not a human face. It's the face of Dagon from the fountain. as he picks up the tool and begins to just slice the hands and arms in half. Jamal just screams in utter pain with the aspect of just managing to screech out the word surrender before he wakes up, gasping in his bed.
I am terrified to ask this of both of you, but Dallasay and Jamal, I need an insight check. To anybody watching right now, Dallasay is currently at a 5 insight. If Dallasay hits a 6, she's officially out of the game.
Match.
Jamal, you hit a 4. You were at 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. Your sanity maintains its intact. Dallasay hit a 3. Dallasay, your insight remains intact. You are all, before I go to you are all gathered in Dallasay's room. Jamal, did you need a private moment with Dallasay before the rest of the crew came in?
I'm sure hearing everything else is going on, there's a point where I stagger out of bed, seeing my hands just literally wrapped up.
Yeah, both of them, because one is split down the middle and the other one had a couple nice fun compound fractures here. You
Right,
will
so
not be
it's-
able to play an instrument for the rest of this game.
Yeah, my hands are just wrapped up in this as I sort of get up and stagger walk into the hallway and eventually find my way to Dallasay's room.
Okay. Just really briefly, because I want you to have this scene, but I also want to tee Dallasay up with this. Dallasay, when Jamal comes staggering into your room, you're going to see him as he just described. You are still currently strapped to your bed, but there has been somebody in your room every single moment that you can remember, at least for you being awake. And it's your mentor, it's your private instructor, Sierra Ciante. She doesn't really speak a lot to you, but she is very intentional about just being present, making sure that your lips don't get too chapped, that you're getting plenty of water, that if you need something, she'll run and do these things for you. So Jamal, the second you break the threshold of this room, Sierra is going to close the book that she's reading, fold it across her chest, and she's just going to very gracefully, classily stand up and just, wrap around you and leave. She doesn't acknowledge you. She doesn't say goodbye, nothing. She just sees that somebody is coming in and she just automatically grants that privacy to Dallasay. So you are just passing around with his mentor as she leaves the room.
So I stagger my way over to the chair that just got occupied, became available.
And I'm strapped into the bed.
Yeah. I mean, and they're not giving you any wiggle room, baby. I mean, you're buttoned down.
So basically the worst bondage scene ever.
Yeah. Live on Symphony's Twitch. Congrats, everybody. Allie and Bucho, you two are the worst for facial expressions. I love y'all. Sorry, Perry. Keep going.
I'm sorry, Allie. Did we break your sense of innocence?
Allie?
No, definitely not. It was just it's just Bridget, your running commentary sometimes just like, yeah, right here on Twitch. Oh no, Bridget.
We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead, Perry,
you're strapped down. I basically can't do a damn thing with these hands, so I'm in restricted mode anyway.
Mittens and strapped down. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Dallasay, are you awake?
I'm just kind of, looking around the room, and it sort of takes me a few seconds to get the get the right answer, to decide on the right answer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm awake.
Oh, hey, at least it's not just me that's going through all this craziness. What happened to you?
I danced. I danced. I think it was fantastic. I think it was my best dance ever.
I'm glad it was the best one for you. It was a different experience for me. I mean, I was playing to my parents, to the Orisha. Something else happened. And I knew if I didn't try, something even worse was going to happen.
What kind of worse?
I don't know. I just knew it would be worse. And here we are. Although, strangely, I feel like there's something more. That maybe, again, I try to play out for love, for that connection. But I think there's something more, something deeper, or that I'm not just playing for, maybe even you're dancing for.
I mean, I felt like the worst thing I could do was not dance.
Yeah.
And, um, the dance hurt, but it was a good kind of hurt. And, now they've strapped me in here, and I just want to get up. Is there any way you could help me out of these things?
At which point I just sort of hold the hands that are completely wrapped up very clearly so you can see the state I'm in. I think we're gonna have to wait on that.
Could you get someone in here to let me out? I'm so tired of being in these things. I'm just kind of tugging on the ankle straps.
Let me see what I can do, but I think whatever it is, we're deeper in this than we ever planned to be.
Jamal, I'll make that scene so fast for you. This entire infirmary, this hospital, which is on the map, is manned by Dr. Princess and a handful of other nurse practitioners. And when you step into the hallway, it's like watching an episode of Scooby-Doo as they are running from room to room, putting out fires from other students who are currently losing their shit in various ways. And it's almost as if you or she anticipates you saying something. Dr. Princess walks by you and she just goes, no. And she just continues walking.
First point, I'll turn back to Dallas. Says like, I think you're going to be in there a while longer.
And with that,
I just kind of kick and pull at the straps in anger and frustration at that. I want to scream, but I'm not quite there yet.
I'd give you a foot massage, but I not exactly can.
They're going to be so awkward. Okay, I'm going to roll you guys
Just
forward.
imagine what happens when he has to go to the bathroom. I mean,
oh God, that's the whole thing. It puts me in the mind of Demolition Man with like the 3 seashells. Like, who's going to figure that one out? I know, really random, right? The way my mind works. So a couple days
Thankfully,
later,
we have mixed roommates. Which one? I'm just going to go sit back down on the chair
with the mittens. A couple days later, you guys all gathered back in Dallas A's room. For you, Twee, and August, this is probably going to be on like one of your afternoon lunch breaks where you're going to be able to get a moment. You can pick up food from the cafeteria and bring it over. But, this is where you guys are all together. Dallas A, the window is no longer boarded up, but it does have a fresh pane of glass there. You are currently still restrained to your bed, but Dr. Princess did give you a little bit more mobility. So you can get like a couple feet off of all 4 of these straps. So you can at least feed yourself. You can sit up, you can stretch a little bit. And she has promised that she will release you within the hour. Same thing with you, August. Not August, sorry. Same thing with you, Jamal. She is going to be writing your quote unquote discharge papers within an hour. And you guys are going to be able to go. Rue has been checking in on both of you nearly every hour since you've been put in here 2 days ago. Both of you just in conversation or in the back of your minds are not really convinced that she sleeps because she is making her rounds every hour to every single one of these students. Zach Langley has also been making rounds with our neighborhood friendly puppy, Rilye. Alex, if you are back, feel free to tee up the handout with Rilye so the people at home can see it. But if anybody wants to play with the dog, we're not going to role play for the sake of time, but just go ahead and roll me your insight check. If you roll over your current insight, your number goes down. If you roll under it, you just stay where you are. So you're looking for high. You're trying to go over your current insight. Looks like Jamal stays crazy. Woo! You're almost out of the game. Dallas A hit a 6. Strapped to the bed. This puppy is the best part of waking up. Let me tell you, your insight rolls back down to 4, baby. August or Twee, either of you guys are gonna go for a time with the dog? It's in rotation right now. Ooh, August hit a 2. That's not enough. Okay, and Twee is not gonna go for it.
Nope.
Okay. Jamal, just as a side note, you have not seen Raphael Holiday, but you have heard his like that deep voice coming from outside of your room on more than a few occasions. So you haven't seen your mentor, but you've heard of him. And now you guys are all in Dallas's room. Give us what that looks like. Now that you guys are all together in various levels of emotional, mental, and physical disrepair.
I think Twee would have spent a lot of extra time in the room with Dallas
Okay.
partially not really like out of a feeling of duty or responsibility, but like she now looks at Dallas as like the most punk rock thing she's ever witnessed. And so she's like, well, like, how am I not gonna go make sure like she's okay? Like
Yeah.
that was fantastic. It was exactly what I wanted. And she ended up hurting herself in order to get that done. Yeah, I can't turn my back on her. So I would imagine like I'll be the one that brings her food during lunch. Like take care of the important ish stuff.
Okay. How about the
And I
rest of you
seemed
guys?
like such a quiet, nice girl too, right?
I mean, there's the lioness inside of all of us waiting to get out.
Yes.
Some people think little girls should be seen and not heard.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's not how Twee gets down.
No. We're here to make noise, and that's what we should do.
Realistically, I have spent probably not a whole lot of time visiting just because I haven't been physically injured and I still have my own stuff that I need to work on
Yeah.
because I'm at the point where I clearly have someone who is more supportive than my mother, so I still want to be bigger and better, which means that I still have to practice.
Right.
So I would still be attending classes, but I would be dropping by for meals,
Mhm.
like in the evening before going back to the cabins to sleep and things like that. It just would not be as necessarily important
Mhm.
because since I wasn't directly involved in like the painting, there's not really a thing that connects me mentally to like needing to be there as much as possible.
Mhm.
And I would definitely like, visit Jamal and see like, what kind of damage, there there has been. And, the news being that, he's probably not gonna play, right? Because
No.
he fucked himself up real good.
Yeah. You've heard rumor mills that Jamal might be getting sent home. You haven't heard that from staff, but a few students when you're in line picking up food, it's like if you can't play, you can't stay. They're gonna wind up sending him home. Watch, I bet.
I won't uh feed into any of the potential rumors because like he's part of, my cabin,
Yeah.
but also I know that I wouldn't want to be asked this question, so I fucking haven't breached that subject. Like, hey, like you have like some like real fucked up hands. Are you gonna get to stay? Under no circumstances would that have come out of my mouth because I know what kind of like mental discouragement that would be. So I'm not that kind of inconsiderate asshole
Yeah.
to bring it up to him either.
Yeah. Yeah. So quick question here. Twee, what did you bring for lunch for the crew? I'm just curious. Those little itty bitty flavor texts go so far for me. I'm sorry. That's why I can't
Yeah,
finish it on
I
time.
would say I would imagine that they're in the is it the cafeteria or it's more like a you go and you grab, right? Like a grab and go
Yeah,
kind.
you can do the
Yeah.
convenience center or you can do to go, boxes out of all of the little bougie food thing that they have, the smorgasbord of everything that they have for you. Yeah.
I would say the first, yeah, I would say like I'd probably go with the box lunches because
Yeah.
they'd be easier to carry.
Yeah.
And since I'm already going over there, I'd probably grab Jamal's as well, just
Okay.
because I'm over there, so might as well. But it would be whatever was the daily special in the cafeteria. So like Maybe there's Taco Tuesdays. Maybe there's like Pizza Thursdays. Maybe there's
Yeah.
Liver Wednesdays.
Liver
Whatever.
Wednesdays.
Uh,
Psychotic break Saturdays. Yeah.
right, with a little bit of Jello.
But just a little bit. Deep one bento box from Rena or Tentacle Tuesday. We have options. Okay. I was just curious. Just the food
That
that
sounds
Brussels
like
Brock
sushi.
sandwiches. That
Yeah.
sounds like sushi. So extra chairs have been brought in to accommodate the fact that everyone is kind of like dog piled here into your room, Dallas say. And outside in the hall, you guys can see just passing through the threshold. You see Bahija, that Muslim cellist, and she is rolling herself down a hallway. And she stops in the doorway for a minute, and she's looking down. And her eyes flutter up, and she looks over all four of your faces, and she just smiles. She has this really sincere, this really patient, and this really understanding smile that Dallas and Jamal, you both immediately connect with because you guys have suffered for your achievement as well. And as you look down at her, she's actually wearing a pair of shorts. And the reason she's in a pair of shorts, she has this one long, gnarly wound that runs from the top of her hip all the way down to her ankle on her left hand side, and it's sealed with staples, and it just looks like somebody, probably her based on the rumors you heard of what she was trying to do with that bow, just like literally just opened up her thigh from hip to ankle. And she backs up for a moment, and it looks like she's positioning herself to roll into your guys' room, and she abruptly stops, and she looks up gruffly, and she says, I have nothing to say to you. Fuck. And she then readjusts herself, and she rolls by someone in the hallway and continues down. And that is when Sylvia Whitehead slides into the doorway, phone out, and goes, hi. Wow. So it is true. You're like muffin hands, and you're still strapped to a bed. You guys want
And
to
you
talk
can
about it?
fuck off.
Oh God, Jesus, you haven't jumped in a river yet? Fuck me. And she just walks in, shuts the door behind her with a kick. She says, okay, I'm not gonna hold you long. I know you guys don't like me. It's fine. I don't like cabin C either.
I'm not even like speaking to her. I just kind of like lunge in the bed, pulling the straps, and just kind of give her a feral snarl.
Oh,
For a minute, I'm sort of like tapping into that same primal energy that was driving me during the dance, and I just want to like feed on her.
I'm gonna try to pretend to hold Dallas back and be like, you should watch out. She's dangerous. She's dangerous.
I completely don't believe you, but you might want to tell her to put a bid in that, because that's what Princess did to somebody down the hall. Like literally, she has someone gagged. So, as not to irritate August, can we please just talk about what happened?
No.
Because this is not okay.
You are going to leave, or I will.
What are you going to do, August? Like, seriously, what are you going to do?
So
And you're looking down the barrel of this.
I have my violin case. And I'm going to pull out my violin. Hey, guys, you might want to plug your ears. And I'm going to play the screechiest, worst notes on a violin that you can hear from like a 4-year-old who's messing with something they shouldn't be messing with. And I'm going to play it right next to the phone and right next to her ear and right next to her face.
Okay, who's helping out Dallas with this?
Oh, and Jamal is tipping onto the other side, and he's just screaming at full volume on the other side of her, in tune with August. You're suddenly seeing that lung capacity he's got.
Holy shit. Okay.
And I think Twee at this point is gonna stand up and try to maneuver Sylvia out the door, just like roughly grab her and be like, okay, so here's the thing. And she's gonna whisper in her ear, like, so like if you don't leave, like I'm gonna have to cut you. And I've been using my own blood in my paints, but like I wouldn't mind using yours. So if you would please leave us the fuck alone. I don't know. kindly fuck off.
So I'm going to tie this all together and get ready to start making rolls.
It's a good-
So
it's a good thing Delacy didn't hear that, because I feel like that would sort of dilute the purity of the art piece.
like that was ours. That was I'm strapped to a bed because of us, and you're just sharing it with that hoe.
But yes, I'm so into this whole like, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm not gonna physically touch you. That would be untoward.
Hey, there are laws against that. Twee, you're motioning her away. You make that statement. It was like, I would love yours. And she was like, you're going to regret this when I get this back to elevated arts. And about that time, I'm going to need from you, August, a full 3d6. I need your human, your occupation, and your insight. Congratulations. Jamal, I need your human and your occupation, please. Good luck.
Alright.
Fuck.
Oh, woof.
Okay. So August, I'm seeing a 3 on your human. You could be playing worse. Like this, you still sound pretty good, but your 5 on your occupation, you for sure are hitting a note that doesn't belong on this audio spectrum. You are definitely hitting a note that your violin had previously attempted to tune itself towards. Jamal, you hit a 6 on your human, which means you're about to see beyond the veil. I'm going to get back to you for a second, but I do need you to just go ahead and roll me an insight check now, Jamal.
It was nice knowing everybody.
It was so good knowing you. You hit a 3. You didn't even go up, did you?
Nope,
Woo!
that's under. I'm still holding it at 4.
Holy shit. Okay. August, with your 5 here, this is beyond human competency. You are just about holding hands with wherever this violin drifts to or disappears to or communicates to or communes to when you're sleeping. Tell me what that sound and what that experience is like for everyone.
Oh, so it's like that. It's like that high pitch that you get with people who have tinnitus. You know what I'm talking about. So it's that, only it vibrates. And it's about 5 times louder than it should be. Ringing around inside this room, because the acoustics are probably pretty good in here.
For sure. At the conservatory, you know they are. Even in hospital rooms.
Yeah. So it's just that high pitched whine from tinnitus, and it's just breaking through so that everybody in a very large radius can hear it. And I'm sure that with a noise like this coming from this hospital room, that's going to garner some attention. So the thing is that even if Twee hadn't been trying to get Sylvie out of this place, people are going to be fucking coming running.
Yeah.
And that
Does
was
sound
kind of
like this.
Yeah. Well, and just naturally playing an instrument really loud, really badly is gonna have probably Princess coming by and saying, knock that shit off. People are trying to recover.
Yeah.
The whole point was to draw attention to get her removed from this room.
Okay. Jamal, you hit a 6. I'm giving you a quick mythos narrative. You have played this game before, so you already know kind of what I'm doing in the background. Feel free to flirt and play with that, with what this looks like as you start screaming to everyone.
It's in that instant that's, oddly enough, Jamal's scream matches the tone that's coming out of
Oh, that's terrible.
August's note, and is in perfect pitch with it. And as that comes out, there's a moment where it almost looks like his throat is expanding like gills to make this note happen. As there's a realization is like, my hands might not be useful right now, but I still got my voice. So maybe I'm not leaving just yet.
Holy shit. Twee, you've got this phone in your face that's trying to capture this, and you can see that between this note, this singular note that August and Jamal are hitting, that the phone screen is starting to crack and the recording eventually stops. Dallas, say you've got moss running out of your ear right now in this thick. It's like cold grits pouring out of your ear right now. It's just green and grainy, and it smells terrible.
So the wait, is this something that other people can see, or is it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone
Okay.
can see it.
Great.
Welcome out of the weird dream cross until shit is actually happening to you guys. We crossed that point last week.
Okay. Okay, so moss is pouring down my ears as a result of this.
Yeah, that's a really terrible note.
At this point, I would say if Sylvia is continuing to put her camera in our faces, I'm going to take an opportune moment to grab that phone.
Okay.
And walk my happy ass outside the hospital. Like, I will keep it away from her. I will run if I have to, but she is not getting this phone back.
Roll me an
As-
accused human. She hit a 3. Dallas dice roller, apparently. Ah! She's watching the screen break, and she's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? God, what is with this goddamn campus?" And she's holding her ears, and she's trying to get just a last bit of audio, last bit of video win.
I grab the phone.
Okay.
I said, "Here, let me help." And then I tuck tail and fucking bolt.
Break it.
I am out the
That's what
room.
you.
I'm
that's-
running down the hallways. I am heading towards the nearest body of water.
Good. All right. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh, I got you,
as
boo.
you're
I'm gonna have a kill count for the phones for sure.
yeah, because
Oh,
as
right,
you're
no.
because as you're running away with the phone tweet, that was what August was shouting. Break it.
Break it. Twee, you take off running with the phone. The second you push, out of the door clanks. You are booking it down the hallway. You see Bahija has actually turned around in her wheelchair. She's wheeling towards you, so you're able to like dodge out of her way. You've got Dr. Princess running out of another room, like, with his face like, the fuck are they doing now? They're supposed to be resting. So you've got that coming in, and just you're able to dodge, you're able to pin. Sylvia gets caught in between, a door opening up and Princess stopping her. Is like, what are you doing? And you are able to run away scot-free. Just give us a quick narrative of what this looks like as you up your kill count for phones in the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory.
I run directly to that lake right near the or that little pond. What is it, Jeff's Pond?
Jeff's Pond, yeah, with the mannequin at the bottom. Yeah. Yep.
I run directly over there, and I run to the edge of the pier, and I turn around to look at Sylvia before I just throw it over my fucking head.
Fucking bitch! As the phone goes. Bloop.
Deuces.
Don't want to say I told you so, but maybe you should have left whenever, Mind you, I'm not there for any of that.
You're not there for any of it, but still, the side commentary is
Fuck
beautiful.
her so hard.
Yeah, and then I don't even run back at this point. I just walk back to the hospital. I give her no fucking look as I pass by her. No look.
Is this the first Mythos game where like more phones have been destroyed than human beings?
Don't count that yet.
we got an episode and a half, baby. We're still working. Princess eventually comes into the room, and the look that she gives you, August, that is shared with Jamal, it's almost like, one more time, cross me one more time today. As tired and exhausted I am babysitting you fucking kid. She doesn't say a word, but she comes into the doorway, and that face. She doesn't say a word, but you can feel that chill. She's very much like, try me one more time today, I promise. That's just the vibe she's giving you.
Yeah, I immediately put my violin away.
Please,
apologies.
Please keep Sylvia away from us. We wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for her presence.
And she doesn't say a word other than glaring at you. She is livid right now.
Yeah,
I feel I know that voice, know that face. I think I've inspired it once or twice in certain authority figures.
In her yesterday, as a matter of fact, when she had to strap you to the bed again. And she just looks across the three of you, and then Twee, you're able to come and rejoin, and she just says, enough. And she steps backwards, and she goes to put out the next fire.
Yeah, but listen, loud noises, they get the attention. I don't have to do it. I don't have to do anything directly to stop a subject if I have to.
No.
That's true.
Nobody
August-
wiping the moss off my cheek.
we
At
can, we
which point, I'll
we
just
can
look
clean you
over
up.
August or Twee.
I figure like, yeah, we'll clean up Dallas A.
Yeah.
We'll settle Jamal down, and then I think August and I should leave the hospital just for now. Just like,
Yeah. Just to
let's
um,
vacate and just not be an issue for a while.
And the
let's
good thing is, remember, these two are getting released in an hour. So really, another 40 minutes from now, the whole crew can walk.
yes. I just don't want to be the reason that Princess puts one or both of us in the hospital.
Yeah.
And at which point I say, to both August and Twee, is like, is the shaving cream and the still in the freezer, and the seaweed still viable?
We'll have to pick up some more seaweed, but I put the shaving cream back in there after y'all did this to
And
yourselves.
ends Temple with excellent.
Excellent. With his mittens, the Jamal mittens. Okay. With
Really,
an
you're still
hour,
you're still planning on that even after like that glare.
Well, we're not
you're not gonna
doing
do
it
at the
here.
hospital. Yeah.
We're not dumb.
And nothing that this will actually result in none of us having to come back here.
hope.
Exactly.
We hope.
Within an hour, Dallas A, you can experience and embrace sweet, sweet, sweet release as Dr. Princess comes back in and undoes your straps. She doesn't say anything to you other than hands you like a quick printout with the Miskatonic Shoreside, emergency room discharge papers, and it's shockingly bland. It's like you were treated for a headache, mild something. Like, it's very not what you were actually treated for. It's almost like this medical record. It's just like, she came in with a headache and she was dehydrated, so we got her on some fluids, we gave her this, we're recommending 4 days of rest and she should be fine to resume regular activities.
I'm
Jamal, they're
mainly
giving you something similar.
I'm mainly just focused on my on the feeling of my arms and legs being freed again, and being able to like, I'm sort of like feeling blood rush through them to the fingertips and the toes, and just kind of like wiggling my fingers and toes, just relishing the sensation. So whatever's on the paperwork doesn't really bother me all that much.
Yeah.
That bloodlust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just say thank you. I think I'd like to go practice a little bit more. And so so I leave. I mean, I'm sure that there are much people who need her attention so much more than I.
Jamal, you have some bullshit on your discharge paperwork too. It's something about like it's the equivalent of like a heavy machinery accident incident report that has absolutely nothing. Something about the deck and something you were doing out there doing water sports that mangled your hands and you're gonna be fine. Surprisingly, it doesn't say rest or stop playing or anything of that nature. It's just recognizing the incident and whatever they did to bandage, staple, put Humpty Dumpty's hands back together again.
So how often should I come in for the catheter removal, emptying of the catheter and the catheter removal?
Oh god, some other nurse would probably find that funny. Princess is ready to kill all of you guys herself.
I'll just come in tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah, is that better? Yeah, just y'all have a great day.
I
All right,
mean,
guys.
if worst comes to worst, August can help you. We're both
Right.
we're both dudes. Emptying the bag would not be that hard to do.
Thanks. And on the way out, Jamal is starting to hum scales.
Ooh, okay. We're merging into a vocalist. I mean, technically, you taught yourself how to play the saxophone, and they told you that wasn't really your lane. Maybe it's your voice now. We'll see. What are you guys getting into in the immediate future before I roll you forward another couple weeks?
We have some shaving
Uh,
cream and seaweed to deal with.
Yeah, we have something to take care of because you know what? This is kind of a last straw, and really, unless we're gonna throw her into the lake, we need to fix something.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about the prank so much, but I'm enjoying like being out of those manacles, and even though I'm walking, I'm not really dancing. I'm just sort of like moving across the campus rhythmically.
Yeah.
Letting my feet tap out a rhythm. That's a little bit between walking and dancing, and sort of like as soon as I get out of the hospital, I take my shoes off again
Okay.
and walk across the grass, not on the concrete, but I want to feel the grass and the soil
Okay.
and the moisture.
So you're not rocking with the prank at all. You are getting grounded is what you're doing. Okay. Tweet, anything in the immediate? I'm going to handle this prank. Are you joining in with the prank? Anything you want to do immediate before I roll you in time?
I would say like if I need to be there, I would help, but for the most part, I think Twee is really hyper focused on trying out different techniques with the blood and the paint.
Okay.
So like she would be working on different canvases, like testing its elasticity, its viscosity, like how much can I use here, like how far will it spread, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And so if we could, uh Alex, if you could throw up Birth of a Corpse Flower into the
That is a terrible title. Birth of the Corpse Flower. I have a whole other scenario written about the corpse flower, but that is amazing.
Yeah. So this would be one of the paintings that she would be working on. It's not as red as she would like,
Okay.
but this is again just her testing things out. So so she would do that.
This is in your studio, or are you just doing it at home? I'm just curious.
This would be in the studio because I think she would be working on bigger canvases in the studio.
Okay. Okay. Did that populate yet, or you want to just are we good to keep moving?
Oh, we can keep moving. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Let's
think
knock.
Alex can toss it up there whenever he gets to it.
Oh, there we go. It's the Birth of the Corpse Flower.
Yeah.
And if you're curious, Bucho actually made that. Like he does acrylics in his basement, and his like portfolio is fucking phenomenal. I'll make sure you guys get a link because I love following it. I'm waiting for the right piece to buy.
I think that's actually hanging up behind me tonight too. Yeah.
Yep, it damn sure is.
It just looks weird with the colors.
Yeah, with the green.
Yeah.
That looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Let's very quickly finish up with Jamal and August. Just give me a quick narrative because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I need to get you guys through the rest of the content. So just give me a quick narrative of what this looks like and what goes down.
Well, since Jamal's essentially, or sorry, August is now my hands, we slip into their cabin up to her room, and at which point, as much as I can, we get all of her clothes out of the closets, out of the drawers and so forth, leaving her bikini on her bed. Take all of the clothing and dump it into the bathtub. Throw some seaweed in on that and turn the water on, but not to flood the tub.
Okay.
Then throw the rest of the seaweed into the closet, back into the drawers where all the clothes came from.
Okay.
I instruct August to grab a towel large enough to, say, put under the door.
Okay.
Then put all the shaving cream in the bathroom, turn it on, get out, and close the door.
Perfect.
With the towel under it so it doesn't just spew out. So eventually she's going to have take some time for things to dry, and something only to wear is her most embarrassing outfit.
It's her most embarrassing outfit.
Short of what she's wearing right now.
Yeah.
You guys think Sylvia feels embarrassment or shame?
So while
Oh God.
while after setting everything up in the bathroom and everything, I'll go ahead and tell Jamal to like take off because there's one other thing I want to do, but I want it to be a
Okay.
surprise and I want to tell the group.
Okay.
I sort of give you the quote of thumbs up.
The mitten,
Fuck around.
the mitten sign off.
And
You got to wear mittens for next episode, Barry. We got to find you a pair of mittens.
I'm gonna like look around and see if she has like any like just generic like a pair of scissors or something like that.
Yeah, when you're actually looking at her desk, you're going to be able to find your standard like art kit, things of that nature. She's not an artist; she's actually an opera singer. Go figure. But as you're rooting around, just an FYI, you can see a handwritten journal that she has going that has been documenting, cataloging her experiences and other people's experiences at the Shoreside since her arrival. All of your names are listed in it. There are moments that you didn't know that she was around, that she was either documenting or said something like, oh, I noticed that, Dallas A is here during this time. Like she's been stalking, watching the entire campus. And there's a bunch of things that ties to clips or numbers or names in her phone that is now resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. But yeah, you do see that. But yeah, you're able to pick up scissors and pick up that journal. It looks like she is spying for someone. And based on a comment she made earlier, it's probably Marisol Priest with Elevated Arts.
Well, then it's a good thing that journal is coming with me. You were correct.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. And I'm also going to take those scissors and cut out the areas that would make it so that bikini makes it so that she would be arrested if she leaves the building with it. Just saying that, if she has all of her, essentially privates exposed,
Yeah.
she's going to get herself in trouble. And I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen.
In the right circles, she might become very popular, though.
Well, in
Popular,
the right circle,
sure.
I think the
Popular,
whole
sure.
campus hates her.
I mean,
But
from far away, perhaps, but like as soon as they get to know her, hell no.
Yeah.
So I will make my way back to the cabin and let everybody know that like I have found this journal that clearly shows that, she's up to no good. I'm not gonna make any notes of it. I'm gonna let people read whatever they want with it, and I'm going to take it to a fire pit or something like that, and I'm gonna burn the fuck out of it so she can't get it back.
Don't give it to her. Don't burn it.
Why not?
Give it to your new mommy.
Oh, that's a good point.
As I'm saying, give it to your
That's a
new
good
mommy.
point.
Okay.
Give it to Hannah.
Yeah, that's a good
I'd
point.
love to give it to Hannah.
So I guess before we fast forward like a couple weeks, fast forward, I don't know, maybe a day or two, so that I can give it to Hannah.
Okay. That's Harry. That's absolutely no, don't burn it. Gift it to mommy. Okay. I'm just curious how you are handling it to Hannah. Are you going to gift wrap it and put her on her porch? Are you going to schedule a meeting? Just going to knock on her door next time you see her in person? I'm just curious.
Oh no, I'm gonna schedule a meeting.
Okay. So just really fast buttoned up. You're able to schedule a meeting. She's able to see you within the next 48 hours or so. Where are you guys meeting?
I would hope in her office, actually.
Okay.
It feels like it's important enough that it should be in her office and probably the administration building. And the long and short of it, to streamline the scene, right, is that, at this point, our cabin has had 2 very negative interactions with her because she has come busting in unannounced without permission and has tried to record all of us without our permission, which is a big consent issue that all of us have had. And as such, when we got permission to pull that prank, I also found this journal laying open on her desk. And while I know it was inappropriate for me to look through it, it had some questionable information. And this is something that you should be made aware of because there is a lot of information regarding a lot of students and a lot of situations.
Okay. Really fast in an attempt to streamline this. Let me hop over to Hannah's cabin. Give me just a quick second. Director's cabin.
Yeah. Take us to her cabin.
Yes. Just really fast, Twee. So hot. Alex, just further irritate Bucho, can you just pull up the handout for Hannah Downs real fast? Just to bother Bucho because I just think it's very funny. August, while you're in her cabin for the very first time, she has a solo cabin that's set up very similar to you guys. You know, her own private patio, hot tub, things of that nature. You're in her office, but the one thing you do recognize is Bucho. Thank you, Alex. The one thing you do notice as soon as you walk in, that there's a huge, massive canvas on one of the walls, and directly beneath it, there is a plaque that says "The Great Dreamer," which was drawn by Twee Lee. Twee is not aware that this painting is here. I'm just saying that off the table. But Bucho, really fast before I button up the rest of the scene here with Allie, tell us what the Great Dreamer painting looks like.
Oh my God. I would say the Great Dreamer has a lot of sharp angles on top of kind of some dark green and deep purple, like wavy lines, almost like they're green and purple kelp. And then there's like it looks like light coming across them in different ways, like two searchlights across the entire canvas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it gets darker and darker and darker as it gets to the middle of the canvas, and so it feels endless in the middle, if that makes sense.
It feels endless in the middle is enough to make somebody make a sand check. Holy shit, what a descriptor. Wow, Bucho, that's terrifying in words. Fuck me. Okay, so August, you do see that paint and you see the plaque at the bottom, and this is your interaction after you're talking with Hannah. She's sitting down, she has her leg crossed over. You can see that her top foot is kind of like twitching, maybe anxiously, maybe she's bottling up certain emotions, but she's just looking at you with a stone cold face as you're talking. And when you present her with the journal, she just does a very quick flip through. She opens up a cabinet drawer, she puts the journal in, she seals it, she locks it, and she says, "Do you have your violin with you?" August?
Yes, ma'am. And because I don't fucking go anywhere without my violin, we're in classes all day.
She smiles coolly, and she stands up. She says, "Follow me, please."
And I will follow her nervously because I was not expecting this kind of reaction. I
Yeah.
figured it would be give her the journal. She maybe, thanks me for the information and dismisses me. This was a extended interaction that mentally wasn't something that I had thought would happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. She gives you, looking at your body language, she kind of gives you the best she can do with this. Just like, because remember, she's very distant in a way. You can tell that she makes an active, intentional effort to connect with people. Rue does it naturally. You see that she actually has to make an effort. So she sees that you're uncomfortable, and she is, trying to give you some form of like, it's fine, you're safe. She gets on her radio as you guys exit onto her porch, and she locks the door, and she calls into the radio in that language that you keep hearing staff speaking, that you're not really sure what it is, but it's blending with English, and you get mostly this. Who has eyes on Dallas and Jamal? And there are two different voices that chirp back on the radio. And she's going to say, "Great, bring them to the amphitheater. I'll meet you there in 15. Jamal and Dallas, I need you both to roll me a d6, please."
What is this D6 for?
I'm not telling you.
Tease.
Jamal hit a 4.
I got a
Dallas
1.
hit a 1. Okay, Jamal, where are you randomly right now at this moment? This is a couple days later. You guys have actually, this is the prank. Yeah, a couple days later after the prank. Which is where are you right now?
So I have probably been, I don't have active classes for Raphael. I'm probably hanging around the vocalist section.
Okay.
And just sort of, again, standing near the doorways and sort of just trying to listen to their classes, listen to their descriptions and what they're getting taught. And when I can, slip off probably to the amphitheater to start practicing the scales and trying to find my voice and tone.
Okay. So you are outside of the student center, listening, living vicariously through other people's vocal training. And Hot Boy Summer rolls up onto you. What was that? What was Hot Boy Summer's name? Jeremy Lightner? Trying to get to the staff directory right now. I think it is Jeremy.
That was Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy Lightner
Smoke
comes.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy and Lightner approaches, and again, Jamal is one of those things. The second he's within, I don't know, 120 feet of you, like the hairs on the back of your neck stand. You're fighting like this random erection before you even see him. Like there's just something about the energy around him that is just very sexually sexualized and just very tense. And he wheels up to you and he smiles. He says, "How are you feeling?"
As long as I don't have to go swimming in the pond, I'm good.
No, I think we should keep those fingers dry, don't you?
Yeah.
And he looks to you, he says, Hannah's asking for you at the amphitheater.
Okay. Right now?
Yes.
All right.
Right now.
Nod to him and start heading in that direction.
Okay. As you turn the corner, you can hear a radio blip. He says something. Hannah gives him back a 10-4. And you are going to be approaching as Hannah has you, August, at the amphitheater. Alex, can you do me a favor and tee up the map on the amphitheater? Guys, you're looking at location number 1. This beautifully constructed marble amphitheater includes concrete risers and a marble stage. You guys all notice how peculiar the construction is. 1, the stage faces the water, which places like this super scenic waterscape to the audience's back versus, them looking at it. The acoustics and the aesthetics, and you guys just know this looking at it and with your experience in this world, would dictate that the amphitheater actually needs to be facing the opposite direction. But whatever it is that they constructed here, they're forcing you to perform towards the water. The marble stage is wrapped in clusters of pillars that are exact replicas of a vision that an NPC or a PC that's not being played is right now. So we'll skip right past that. At the top of the columns, you recognize a repeating phrase, sentence, prayer, something that's in those same runes that's on the bottom of Rilye's collar. And August, you can see, coming down the walkway, that Jamal is there and Hannah is standing in front of you. And she says, "I want you to perform for me right here, right now."
No, that's okay. I
Oh
was
shit, we
talking.
can't hear you yelling. Oh, that's.
Want me to play?
I think you know what you want to play, and I want to hear what it is that you're willing to present to me today. And about this time, Jamal, you're coming up, and I want Jamal to accompany you. Is that okay, August?
Of course.
Jamal?
Again, I'm new at all of this, so I'll try my best.
I know you will. We expect great things from both of you. But then she looks to you and she smiles to you, August. And this probably should have been a comment she kept to her head, but she actually says it out loud. She says, "I especially am expecting great things from you."
Oh, good. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, it's not like I've become suddenly very self-conscious or anything performing for my new mother.
For mommy! Okay. There is no one else in the amphitheater right now. It's this huge, beautiful outdoor space with a gloomy, overcast day. You've got the water that is shimmering behind her, and she crosses the middle platform, and she sits right there on the very first riser. She crosses her ankle, and she puts her hands in her lap, and she gives you this really reassuring, face, August.
Well, it's a good thing I've literally practiced this piece of music so many times that I'm basically hearing it in my sleep at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
So I let the first few notes play through the head, right? And I get myself into a nice position, and I'm gonna try to play the Devil's Trill Sonata.
Holy shit. Here at the amphitheater, if somebody remembers from a handout or a prop they got from the bottom of the pond, this is a hot spot on campus. So anytime you perform here, you're actually mandated to roll your insight as well. You will be rolling a 3d6. Jamal, you will be doing the same.
What? Okay,
This is about to be a short game, guys.
cool. That's fine.
Ooh, everything's fine. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
Everything's fine.
but you got the sanity to go there. I mean,
Holy shit. Yeah. So guys, at home, August rolled a 1 on their human, which we can explain away. He got a 6 on his occupation, and then a 5, which is beyond human competency on his insight. So, baby, you already know I want an immediate insight check, please.
Yep, here we go.
Don't hit a 6.
No!
Fuck me. Your insight goes up by 2. Are you still in the game?
Uh-huh.
Oh God. Okay, we're gonna get back to you. We're coming
Yep,
back to you.
don't worry. I'm still here, guys.
I'm
Jamal?
so happy right now.
I am excited. My toes
So
curled when I
happy.
saw that 6 hit. I was like, oh fuck me. All right, Jamal. You hit 3s on your insight and your occupation. I don't believe your insight score goes up, right? No,
right.
you're good.
And so that's just below it.
It's just below it. Okay, but a 4 is beyond human competency. You've got lungs. You've got a voice. What the fuck have you been doing with that saxophone when you had a voice? Oh my goodness.
I've been trying to channel my dad. When it looks like I should have been channeling my mom.
You should have been going for mom. You should have been going for mom. You should have been going for mom. You should have been going for mom. Allie, we are about to go side by side, hand in hand into hell right now. So what I'm going to do for a scene like this, I need you and I just to go back and forth with descriptions. You give me a little something, I'm going to interrupt you and give you a little something. And then you're going to interrupt me. And then we're just going to go back and forth until we're satisfied. And then towards the end, we're going to tie Jamal into all of this.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. I'll tee you up first. You begin playing. What was the name of this piece again?
The Devil's Trill Sonata.
Okay. You started playing the Devil's Trill Sonata, which you have been practicing, or is this something new? Give me that again.
No, this is the piece that I brought exclusively to play with
Okay.
the, instructor that I convinced to meet me here
Okay.
because like it's the whole purpose of this experience was to master this piece because it's one of the hardest pieces to master. And the original intent was to master this piece to impress my birth mother, but at this point I kind of don't give a shit about her anymore.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Fuck her. Apparently, every symphony game is like fuck them kids and fuck mom. So, all right, babe. So you're starting to play, and this is a new experience for you. This is new acoustics for you, and this is the first time that you're playing in front of somebody who genuinely loves you, who is sincerely celebrating and rooting for you, and who, by your own admission, is new mom. And as you begin playing, you see her shoulders roll back. You can see her hips soften, and she sits back and her eyes roll back into her head. But when her eyes roll back into her head, you recognize that the whites of her eyes are completely missing and her pupils are completely dilated, where it almost looks cartoonish, where they're just filling her entire head as she's listening to this. And her eyes roll back and they go into her head. And that's when the first chord of your violin snaps. And the string flays up and whips you directly across the straight face. You can feel a thin line of blood opening up with this incision that's just been made across your the center of your face, but it's not stopping you from playing. You go.
The string broke doesn't stop what the melody actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is something about the way that whatever happens in this space, whether or not that string is broken doesn't mean I can't play on it. So I'll hold it down with like I'll re-angle my hand to hold it down with my thumb so that I can keep it in place and continue to just play, because this is the best I've ever played this song. And the tempo is just naturally picking up. There's no getting around it. There's a certain frenzy that is coming in with every note that's played. And I reach the end of the piece and I start over.
Oh shit. When you reach the end of the piece and you start over, Hannah's head, jerks back, her shoulders are back up, and she is back present with you, except that her eyes are completely closed, but she's looking dead at you. Jamal, as you're singing, there's something happening on the top of the risers below you, and just very small, thin mist of stone. It's almost like you would think like drywall dust is falling, and you recognize that the runes are shifting in and out. They're growing in intensity, in size, and depth into the stone, and they're falling around you as you are singing on this song that apparently you are now starting over again with August. August, last description I'm going to tee up for you, and then I'm going to start tying Jamal in here off of your sixes. Hannah, who is standing up, her eyes are closed. She begins to twitch a bit. You can see just like these like convulsions go through her body. They're very quick. They're very shallow. They're not very noticeable, but you notice it because what's going on with mom. And in that moment, reality kind of shifts for you. And you recognize that your biological mother is standing directly before you watching this piece. And there's this anger that goes through you. There is this violence that goes through the piece that you're playing, and another string snaps, except for this one doesn't lash out at you as much as it lashes directly across your mother.
Oh, that is so cool. And I can't utter any words because the rage that's coming through, it's like the devil's playing through me. And
Pagon's playing through you. Sorry. Sneeze. It's fine.
And with that intensity is higher, and because I have another string that snapped, I have to readjust a second time because my hands are not going to be moving. And I'm sure that with the strings snapped and frayed, I'm like, there's probably some cutting underneath my fingernails that comes from holding them in place. And because of that, I've had to move down the violin neck a little bit because they snap at the top. So I have to move down. So everything is now in a darker tone on this instrument, which brings this sinister level of effect up, 10 or 12 notches of what just happened. And I can feel my whole body vibrating with wanting to unleash all of this energy directly at her.
Okay. She's got a thin line of beautiful description, by the way, Alex. She's got a thin line of blood that's running across her, and she rubs her hands across it. She smears it. She looks at the blood. She looks at you. She looks like wild eyes around the campus, and she looks directly at Hannah. And then she turns to you and she's saying something to you that's just not audible. You can't hear it. But the one thing you can hear and the one thing you can feel is all of that water coming off of the Atlantic, off of the pier and behind the amphitheater. You know how the surface of water looks super agitated, like when there's a predator in the water and the fish start like going completely nuts and they start breaching? You're looking at that for miles and miles and miles as whatever is happening, they're all responding to this violent song that you are creating. Jamal, take us home. And then I need Dallas and Twee, since you guys are tied to this bullshit and this is double sixes, to also roll me insight checks wherever you are. And I will get to you guys in a second. Jamal, take the scene home, please.
Jamal's basically kept his eyes closed and has been trying to fit the pattern and starting to slowly move into time with it. And it's not so much he's vocally singing, he's doing more throat singing at this point.
Ooh.
Or the which I can't do at this point.
Holy shit, that was so fucking creepy though, Perry.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck me.
But the saxophone playing taught him the breathing, which is now being translated into the singing. So he's following the scales as they shift up and downward, but it's coming very much more from the throat as opposed to what it was, and it's just that as he does the best he can to hit some of the higher notes, but it's
Holy
within
fucking
his key, but matching as much of the pitch as possible with them. And he's clutching his hands tighter, which is then causing the injuries themselves to just
Oh,
pain through, but it's just being channeled into his voice now.
holy shit! You're leaking. You're starting to soak through.
Yeah. And at this point, it's like, again, seeing his mother, seeing his father, mentally in this amphitheater, falling in time and tune with this as the song starts coming over, and as that next broken chord comes, his pitch again continues to match with August's tones. Then completely oblivious to everything else that's going on, but somehow maintaining that breath control to stay in touch with it.
Okay. Really fast before I end and go checking on the other two. August, as you hear this absolutely stunning vocal accompaniment with you, and you're looking into new mom's closed eyes who's following you, and biological's mom's who's like, just a foot away from you. She's still bleeding. She's still saying something to you, and you can't make out what she's saying because she's just talking so fast. She's moving so fast. And then you notice that her eyes begin to weep with shadows, not blood, but like shadows seem to be like pouring and just spilling down the side of her face, but they're staining her face as it comes down and it drips onto this wound. And when the shadows, hit that wound, they start to sizzle and pop. And you recognize that she's mouthing the words to you, "I'm sorry." Twee, where are you right goddamn now?
Nope. Allie's saying something.
Oh, Allie's saying something. Sorry.
So as she's mouthing that, I'm going to ask her, do you see me now?
Double sixes on this. She is going to drop to one knee and then the second one, and you just see her just continue to weep these shadows, and she just nods. Yeah, where she belongs, on her knees. Twee, where are you right goddamn now? Where on campus are you right at this moment?
I think Twee would be in her studio. I think she would be spending as much free time in her studio as she possibly could. Again, testing out different ways to use the blood before she really starts putting it to good use.
Okay. You hit a 5 on your insight here, which took you up by 1. What's your current insight right now? A 5?
3.
It's a 3? Okay. So you're up to a 3. Tell me what happened while you are creating Death of a Corpse Flower that is triggering you so badly. And you guys have been at this for 3 weeks now, 2.5, 3 weeks. Something major is happening with the people that you rode over on the ferry with. Something is happening with your soulmates from Cabin C. It's almost to the point you wait for these moments. And one of them is here.
This is almost kind of like a Miskatonic muse is what Twee would consider this. I think in these moments, it's almost like a dog whistle. Like you can tell that there's something different with the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And in this instance, it's more like synesthesia, where the difference in the air is whether it's like Jamal's dark blue little fireflies that she experienced before, or if it's Dallas's sea green ones, or August's dusky burnt orange. Okay. And so right now she's getting a lot of that dark blue and dusky burnt orange. It's still, and so that's why that is so colorful, I think, because she's getting a lot of like brightness with the muse. And so that's why there's not as much red as well as just wanting to conserve the blood.
That's why you're light on red. Oh, great call back to that. Oh, that is great. Okay. Your Miskatonic muse has been activated.
And
Okay.
blue and orange are complementary colors too.
Yeah.
Oh. And despite the fact that your insight goes up by 1 and you march slowly on this path towards insanity, wow, what you're creating here, there's no words for it. Dallas, where are you right now?
Well, funny thing about that, you know, I left the hospital and I just kind of like started wandering, but wandering in as I say, sort of a half dance, half walk sort of way. And I'm not going anywhere in particular, but my, something inside me, and my feelings just keeps on sort of drawing me closer and closer to Twee's studio, because I felt something intense in that place, and my body just keeps wanting more of it. I keep on like thinking more deeply about it, and sort of like am migrating, not directly heading towards Twee's studio, but sort of in the way that like a piece of driftwood will eventually find its way to land.
Oh, Chris. Okay.
I honestly kind of see Dallas just coming to hang out while I paint in the studio sometimes. Like maybe she is kind of inspired by my being inspired. Like when I start working, she kind of does a little footwork in the studio as well, even if we're not directly working on the project.
Yeah. And Dallas, your insight went up here too, right?
Um,
4 to 5?
from 4 to 5, yeah.
Okay. So, as Bucho just so elegantly described it, your Miskatonic muse has also been triggered. You don't know where, but somewhere on campus, August is slaying the violin. You can't hear it, but you can hear it. Jamal has just repurposed a gift that he has, and you don't know what that means, but you can't shake the feeling that you're just ecstatically happy for him. And like you just so eloquently drive that piece of driftwood that eventually will find its way, you find your way at Twee's door, and you're gonna have to dance. Your insight just dropped. Your little buddies here have just literally like cascade triggered you.
Okay. I'm okay with dancing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
what I do. Are you going to
Your
make me?
earrings are so excited right now too.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, as I stand outside the door, I'm just sort of like fondling my ears, and where the earrings would be.
Yeah.
And I stand there for a moment and don't knock. I just kind of like enter, because it's where I'm meant to be.
Yeah,
And
you're going home.
and I know that Twee, even if she's not like thinking it, wants me to be there.
It's a very synergistic thing, I think, at this point. Like, yeah, like we're just real cool in each other's orbits. And so, yeah.
Okay. Dallas, you go home. You're there,
Okay.
and close out the scene on what this dance looks like.
It starts out slow. When I enter the room, I'm just like watching watching Twee paint, and I just sort of like stand there in the middle of the room, my arms crossed over my body like this, and it might look to someone like I am just like not moving, not doing anything at all, but inside I'm sort of doing a slow body scan, feeling first my toes, and then feeling the muscles that tie my ankle to my knees, and the veins that all my blood is running through, and I'm slowly sort of like moving my center of attention, feeling how my knee can flex the angles that it can make, and up to my hips and my thighs, and just sort of like reaching an intimate knowledge of my body and everything it can do. And I'm remembering that dream, where I had the little webs between my toes, and I'm thinking like, they weren't scary to me. They are in their way beautiful. They, when fish have them, they allow them to move fluidly. They in a way that we can't move on land. We are tied down by the clumsiness of air and gravity and our own. And so I keep on doing that body scan. I can feel my heart, my lungs, the oxygen mixing with the blood. And then I start to dance. And it starts with a slow twirl, slow rotation with one leg, just tracing a circle around my body. And then it starts to get faster.
Oh,
and slowly accelerates. Not quite as feverishly as before, but more accomplished. It is like I now know what my body can do. And I don't have to just move quite as randomly as I did before, but there's still that feverish passion building up in me where I, have an instinctive knowledge of my body that I didn't have before.
ooh. Okay. Dallas, between the birth of the corpse flower and the melody of both the sea and the chiming that is coming through those endless spirals on these earrings, you know that you're very close to something. You don't know what it is, but you're so close that you can taste it, and you don't know what happens when you get there, but you know that you'll be something different. Twee, it's a strange sensation to think that a dancer is what completes your art, but the camaraderie that the two of you guys have, it's almost so in sync. Like you're already projecting forward as like, we could take this show on the road. We could literally, this could be something new. You're being pushed towards something new. Jamal, you have found something in the depths of your belly that you didn't know existed. And you made such a beautiful statement before. You were trying to imitate dad, and you should have been trying to imitate mom. And that's when you feel a hand on your stomach that is pushing your diaphragm in and your shoulders back. And you don't see a face, you don't see hands, but you know it's your mother's touch. And you know that she's there helping you with your posture and helping you project. And August, as you finally finish the second round of this piece, your mother kind of like, just the image of her just kind of like dissipates as Hannah walks through her, and she's looking at you, and Hannah is crying. She is crying tears of just swollen pregnant pride and adoration and love, and she puts a hand on either of your shoulders to kind of wind you down slowly. And this is a woman that doesn't touch. This is a woman that doesn't make physical contact. And she just like puts her hand on either your shoulders and wind down. And you look, and you still got like the bloody line running across your face. But when you look at your violin, all of your strings are still completely intact. And she looks to you and she says she will never be able to unsee what she saw here today. And then she hugs you.
And I'll cry.
And she just pulls you in. And again, this is a woman that doesn't like being touched. But she pulls you in tighter. And she just lets you sob. Rolling forward another week, guys. Time gets very fluid in here. Give me a quick week montage on what you guys are accomplishing. If there's a place. Oh, Alex, can you tee up the map for them really fast? If there's a place in the map you definitely want to explore, I might tie multiple of you guys together to do it to make it a little bit easier. Or if you're just spending a week crying in your room about how awesome you are, just give me a quick montage on what you guys are doing for the week.
I would say that Dallas's dance this time around
Thanks, Alex.
ended up inspiring a new piece. Twee would try to use more of the blood on this. So Alex, if you could show the Lilith King.
The Lilith King.
And so this is a painting that's just very red. It's shades of red, all manner of red. And it's messy, and it's bloody, and it's
yeah, you can
so
sink your teeth into that one.
Yeah, better that than into Dallas A skin for now.
I mean, for now. I have a side note on one of my things. All it says is skin Dallas or skin Twee. So just to let you know, I am going to get that in at some point. That's literally all the note says, skin Twee. That's all it says, and I will get there. Okay,
and
so
I would say for the next few weeks, like I would just be working on new pieces and really thinking about our final project, because it's clear that Dallas A is dialed in. I'm dialed in, but I'm making sure that like the plastic walls or curtains that I plan on hanging are opaque enough to see a shadow, but not clear enough to see any real full details.
Okay.
As for Dallas, I don't think that she wants to leave the studio. I mean, basically the way I see it is like she's spending as much time as she can there.
Okay.
Sometimes she just watches Twee paint. Sometimes she will practice her steps while Twee paints. Occasionally, I will just curl up in the corner and let my muscles rest. Even though it simultaneously makes me feel a little bit impatient. And I do go out for food and to sleep, but sort of reluctantly.
I love that Dallas A has her own fucking studio, but where she feels at home is Twee Studio.
We're vibing.
Listen, we're vibing. It's family is family, dude.
Creativity
over the course
begets creativity.
And it's wonderful. And that's the same thing with insight loss and insight loss and insight loss and insight loss. And speaking of insight loss, this is going to be one of those things where either Uluru or Hannah will actually stop into that studio of yours, Twee. Rue comes at least once a day. She doesn't miss a day where she's not coming, and she's either bringing extra bottled water, or she's actually sanitizing and cleaning, or she's asking if you need a refill on your material. She refuses to say the word blood, but she is asking, you need refills? Do you need anything? Things of that nature. Hannah, when she comes, it's pure observation. She knocks, she waits to be invited in, she steps in, she stands there quietly against the wall, just observes for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, depending on, every few days, and she just exits. She's merely just monitoring where Rue is mollycoddling. After about day 4 or 5 of this, Rue does come in with Jeremy Lightner and the dog, and just like literally pushes the puppy at you guys. Are either of you partaking on puppy?
I will partake on the puppy. I'll have to wash my hands and take off my overalls, but yeah, it's clear they want me to play with the puppy.
Okay. Dallas, will you stop to engage with Rillier?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit, annoyed by the puppy's presence.
Okay.
As if it's a distraction.
Okay.
So, I might pet it if I'm really forced to, but I'm not that into it.
No one will force you to. Partner. Yeah, no one will force you to, but Rue will be very disappointed if you don't.
You could turn you and the dog to a dance number.
Please don't bite the dog. Don't bite the dog.
All right. Dallas, I'm not going to force you, and neither one of my NPCs. This is your world and your game. But if you are partaking in the dog, I need you to roll an insight check now. Again, you're trying to roll above your current insight to roll back by 1.
All right, so I got a 4 right now.
Okay. You need to hit a 5 or a 6. You're gonna roll a.
Oops. I got a
Dallas
1.
say roll a 1. Dallas say is really like fuck that dog. Tweed, nice dogs are nice dogs, but really at this point the hair is fucking up the vibe. It's not a good look. Like maybe the dog just shouldn't be in here. Just try me at lunch or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamal and August, over the next week, what does this look like?
Well, I can only imagine that after our performance in the amphitheater, we're fucking hanging out like all the time.
You're paired off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say that now that Jamal's seen this and Hannah's seen this, some teachers got reassigned.
For sure.
Principally Sylvia's.
Oh, no, I can't let you have Sylvia. Something else is going on with her. I wish I could give it to you, but I can't. I can't give you that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yep.
Had to try.
Nope, that was a good try. Because she's getting ready to wrap back around in about 2 seconds.
Oh,
All right.
for fuck's
But I get a
sake.
new teacher.
You get a new vocals teacher. Yep.
I'm added into somebody else's class, so we're being time shared.
Yes.
But like
Okay.
I like to assume that you and I like walk to classes together and we eat meals together if we can't get, like lure, Twee and Dallas out to eat with us, because I imagine that there are plenty of days that they're so engrossed in what they're doing they don't fucking come out of the studio.
That or we go and join them in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cabin
You
C.
you dare intrude on our genius?
listen, you didn't hear what I did to
Your genius was triggered by what we did, bitches.
yeah. God. But I probably, just as far as like individual practice goes, I'm only practicing in class.
Okay.
After the performance in the amphitheater, I don't really feel compelled to practice more in my own free time, for the specific reason of my fingers hurt after that performance.
Yeah.
And with still needing to do classes and everything, that's going to take time to heal properly. So
Okay.
I have to step back for the to continue using the instruments that, allow me to play the violin.
Okay. Okay. Jamal, anything else you want to sprinkle on top of there before I give you a mini scene and then wrap it up for tonight, actually?
Other than now starting to learn the care for voice and the gargling and the lemon water. And so
yeah, the ginger.
there will come a point where Jamal will take August to the memory hall and show the picture of their parents.
Ooh. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is straddle scenes, because this will make my life easy. So, let's say this is day 15, 16 after you've had your initial. So you guys are getting close to getting to like the last 10 days of your 30-day boot camp here. So you're getting towards the tail end. You've heard staff mention and students rumor about something about a final performance, but you're not really sure what it is. And all of your instructors are very tight knit. What I'm going to do is split screens, which is perfect because the way my Zoom is set up, I'm going to split screen. So I'm going to toggle between the two of you guys. Twee and Dallas say, you guys are in Twee's studio. It's just you guys. You're either just coming around, just finishing lunch, just getting back, whatever it is. You haven't been in the studio long, so you're not in the thick of things. And there is a knock on your door, which chances are it's either Rue or Hannah. They're both polite. They knock before they enter.
I would say at this point, like most people would know, I just kind of have a revolving open door. Like
Yeah,
Cabin C is now Twee's studio.
got it.
Okay. It's a very open thing, but like if I'm not there, nobody else is either.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
it's locked up.
Okay. Dallas, do you go to the door, or same policy as Tweet Studios? If they want to come in, and come in at this point.
I'll go to the door.
Okay. You go to the door, and this happens very, very quickly. Something flashy, something silver, and something flat comes super fast directly at your face. I need an opposed human die. I will allow you in this circumstance to roll your occupation as well. I hit a 2.
Yeah.
You hit a 4 and a 2. So basically what happened here, it happens very quickly, but you're a dancer, you're agile, you're able to kind of dodge out of the way, but standing in the door. And again, this is about a week after the prank that you guys did. You see Sylvia Whitehead there. Her hair has been braided back into a single bun or single braid that's back. She's wearing her clothes, but they're like stained in weird places, like a combination between bleach and green. And she has a metal sheet tray, like from the cafeteria, and she just swung at you full in the face, Dallas say. And after you miss and you step back, she actually aggressively steps into the door and she's going to swing again. You fucking bitch.
And I'm just like, whoa, what are you doing here? What the hell?
She swings at you again.
Oh, Twee is going to see this. She's going to hear the commotion, and she's covered in paint. She's going to run at this bitch and try to tackle her.
Okay. You are a painter. This is just going to be your human. I hit a 6. Okay. You run at her wild, and she just steps directly out of the way, puts a hand on the back of your neck, and continues that momentum to have your face slam directly in the door as it crunches and blood starts running down your shirt. She says, "You destroyed my phone. You destroyed my fucking clothes. You're going to," and she starts swinging again. Cutting over to the other two briefly. Jamal, you said you are taking August to the Hall of Mirrors, or the Hall of Memories, which is in the Student Center, which I can find in the book that I wrote, that Jared laid out for me. That's in alphabetical order, and I still can't find it. Okay, here we go. Hall of Memories. And you're specifically taking August to the painting?
Yeah, the picture from,
or the picture.
I think it was the graduation review, 2004.
Let me see here. The 2004 New Year reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just as a refresher, August, this is a after you go through this museum like circular chamber, which has been illuminated with those blue and green lights that makes everything feel like you're on the inside of an aquarium. There are like boxes that are pressurized, some that have special lights on it. You're seeing everything from ritualistic daggers to the original blueprints of the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory, like when they broke ground, and the engineering photos. And it's very hard to look at them because they're non-Euclidean and it moves around. It's a very unnerving place to be in. But you come across a massively blown up photo, and in the photo there are dozens of alumni that are gathered in the cafeteria. There are hundreds of black hooded robes suspended from the wall that are surrounding the group. The caption at the bottom again says 2004 New Year Reunion. And in the center, you see program director Hannah Downs, along with Serene Clay Harris and Wallace Harris, and Virginia Williamson, your mother. They look radiant. They look happy. Serene is proudly displaying her pregnant belly. And Hannah Downs and Wallace Harris are standing on the other side doing like the little heart thing over the belly. And you see your mother in this photo. And your mother looks happy in this photo. She looks happy. She looks jolly. She looks like she is exactly where she wants to be.
So I guess she hasn't always been a bitter old shrew.
In August, you say that and you hear and you kind of look around like where that sound come from, and you realize it's coming from the picture in front of you. You just heard the pop of the champagne cork go, and you begin to hear and smell the events of the photo. Champagne corks burst behind drunken laughter and background chatter. And I need both of you to immediately roll me insight checks. And just so you know, Perry set you up for this one because he already knows.
This never happened in mine, but
Oh, did this not happen in the last one? Oh, okay. Congrats. Whoa. Jamal hit a 3 and August hit a 5. Did anybody go up by 1?
Nope.
August, are you sitting at 5 insight right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. August is like,
Well,
oh,
I mean,
fuck me.
so unless So unless I must misunderstand. So with that initial 3d6 at the amphitheater, my insight would have gone up by 1, and then I rolled another 6, which would have pushed it up by 2. Now
By
is that
2.
only by 2 total?
2
Or
total.
is that by 3? Oh,
No,
okay.
2
Then
total.
then yes, I went up anyway because
You went up anyways.
yeah.
You're still at 5. Okay, that's okay. Woo, Jesus. Okay. Your insights go up by you as you watch this, and you two, Jamal and August, who are both legacy students of the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory, your parents before you attended. You two find yourselves at this party in 2004. You are in the photo navigating around this party. What do you guys do? What are you wearing? It's a formal 2004 New Year reunion party.
I mean, I guess that depends, right? Like if we're talking that it's a hallucination,
Mhm.
chances are I'm just wearing the clothes that I was already wearing.
I like that.
Because it's not like I dressed up to go, look at some pictures. That would be silly.
Yeah.
But maybe because, insight has gone up and visual projectors are not always what they are. Jamal is dressed up, but I am not.
Oh, Jamal, are you dressed up?
Jamal is probably wearing a more formal, sort of a blend between, no. So he's wearing a long vest in African print fabrics that is blue and white in tone, with a blue shirt and a blue necktie and
Oh,
dark blue slacks.
okay.
Kind of like the shirt I'm wearing.
Kind of like the shirt you're wearing, which is a great shirt, by the way. That color is
Thank you.
phenomenal on you. So you guys are in this party. Maybe it feels like it. It feels like you're present in the party. It doesn't make any sense, but nothing on this campus has made sense. And Jamal, you're heading one direction, and you get bumped into by someone, and you hear, "Oh, I'm sorry!" And you turn around, and it's your mother, Serene. And she looks to you, and this smile just washes across her face. The sun rises in her eyes. She's very pregnant with you. And she comes in, and she just immediately, like she's gathering up warm laundry out of the dryer. She just starts pulling at your back, pulling at your clothes, and pulling you in for this hug. And she embraces you, and she calls over her shoulder towards Wallace. And she says, I told him you were going to be a singer. He convinced himself that you were going to be a saxophone. And he's, Wallace, come here. And suddenly you're surrounded by both of your parents. And they're in the middle of this argument about the fact about like one was right and one was wrong about what art you were actually going to pick up.
And he can't speak. He's just holding both of them.
Okay. So you guys are wrapped in. The argument kind of, dies down. And your mother pulls you in, and she whispers in your ear. She says, baby, I'll never leave you again. You just have to stay here with us. Okay.
And it's just sort of, again, a soft sob.
Okay. And August, as you are moving, you can see a chair turn from at the bar, and you are looking across the room, eye to eye, locked on with your mother. And she stands up. She's coming to you, and we're going to hop back over to Twee and Dallas. Allie's like, rude. Okay. Sylvia is here, and she is getting ready to swing this tray again.
Okay. After she smashed Twee, my collaborator and other half, I am, now just furious. It's one thing to swing at me, but the person whose art who feeds my art, it is like, so I just like get up and I throw a fist at her face, but it is almost like a violent dance where I just kind of like rotate on my heel, letting the letting the force of my body carry my fist around into her face.
Since you want to argue that you're fighting while dancing, that sounds like a human and a occupation die from you, please.
As
She
that
hit
is happening, oh god,
shit. She hit a 6. She is rolling her ass off today.
this
Okay.
bitch.
This
Yeah.
bitch literally, Mike Diamond literally just said the same thing in chat. Okay.
Twee is pissed off, and so she is also going to get up and try to wallop on this broad, like jump on her back, like choke her out, pull her hair,
Okay.
what, like
Going full feral.
full feral. Yeah.
Okay. Dallas, you're in this dance, you're in this movement, and you swing appropriately where you're not focusing all the energy on your shoulders, but you're coming in from the hip. And for her to be an opera singer, she is pretty agile, because what she does is completely block the fist and come up with her elbow and catches you directly underneath the chin, which does something. She hit a 6, which does something when it throws your chin up, that does something to your neck. And you have this moment of, oh, fuck, what just happened to my neck?
Okay.
Twee, you said you were going feral at her?
I'm going feral.
You've got blood running down your face right now, and right now blood is your medium. I will also allow you to roll your occupation.
So 2 6s or just one?
2d6. She hit a 1, so hopefully you don't hit 2 1s.
Yeah, bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
give me narrative.
So Twee jumps onto her back and begins to choke her out, saying, "We don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're closed, dumbass, and you deserve to have your fucking phone thrown in the goddamn lake." And I'm just gonna beat her from the side, like just relentless.
Okay. You're on her back. You are beating her in her side. She is screaming. She is wailing. She's trying to throw her weight into the back wall to try to just like knock you off. But you hit a 6. Like you're on her. You're digged in.
I'm a goddamn spider monkey.
You are a spider monkey right now. And as she swings and tries to throw you into another wall, it hurts. But you notice 2 different things as you're still holding on, and you're just laying into her rib cage. With, as an opera singer, this is about to fuck her up. 2 things you notice. The door is open and Hannah is just standing there. She's not intervening. She's not saying anything. She's just standing there watching. Her arms are like not even crossed, because she wouldn't be. Her arms are just kind of like hands folded in her standing lap, and she's just watching. The next thing you notice as your heart sinks is Dallas's head is kind of stuck in this position where her eyes are moving, but her neck can't move. And the way she's walking is like really awkward, as if something is going on with the alignment of her spine, and she's going to wind up falling like a pool of spaghetti. And we're going to hop back over to...
God damn it!
You are a cruel woman, Bridget Jeffries.
I love all of you so much. I really, really do. Half of y'all did this shit to yourselves. I do love that she's retaliating against the 2 people from Cabin C that actually didn't do the prank. Yeah, bitches. What can you do? Okay.
Oh, you can find out what we can do.
Here in a second.
Hannah came back with popcorn.
Right. She's about to do a little bit more than chew this popcorn when she actually lays eyes on the fact that an asset just got damaged. I.e. Dallas. August. Your mother, in a absolutely stunning drop dead gorgeous black cocktail dress that has like the super low drop cleavage, the open back, and the red pumps, is moving towards you.
I'm just gonna stand there and look at her.
She gets about 5 feet in front of you, like somebody passes in front. They're drunk. They say, "Excuse me." She completely ignores them. She's sitting there she's standing there with a martini glass, and she looks to you. And it's interesting right now, August, when she typically does this, she's waiting for an apology, a confession, or for you to look yourself in the mirror and say, "Yes, I failed you this time by doing this, and I acknowledge that." This is just like part of her vibe. But the power dynamics feel all wrong. You don't know whether or not she can feel it, because she's still trying to get this off, because she's just standing there with this expectant look on her face as she's holding this glass. But the power dynamics are all wrong. You are actually in the lead right now, not her.
Yes, I'm currently winning. I don't need your approval.
Fuck me. That's fair. So whose approval do you seek?
Winning.
My own.
Hannah's. Oh, yes.
I thought you would care about someone following in your footsteps or seeing how hard I work. But you don't care about anyone or anything, including yourself, I think. And I don't care anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you have proven that you never intended to be a person worth knowing. You owe me an apology for the way that you failed to raise me. And if you can't, don't say a word and walk away.
She pulls up the martini glass. She takes a sip and she's getting ready to just like set the glass, off of her lips, and then she just downs it. And she drops it off on a server on a tray, and she looks to you. Then she bites her bottom lip and she goes, and she turns and walks away.
There you go. Look at that.
Bravo. As she turns and walks away, almost analogous to that. I can't think of, just because I'm tired and it's late, because I can't think of another way to describe it. I'm going to do it like the Jurassic Park velociraptors moving through the grass. Like you can see it, you can feel it. You can see with the direction she's going, someone or something is cutting through the crowd to get to her, and you recognize that it's Hannah. The two of them stop and the power dynamics shift again. Your mother, Virginia, immediately goes into a deference position where she can't make eye contact with Hannah. Hannah appears to be very quickly chastising her or scolding her. And Virginia looks up and says something slick. You can just feel it from across the room. It's something slick. And Hannah backhands her.
Fantastic.
Cutting back over. I need to stop moving my screens. There we go. Cutting back over. Hannah is in the doorway watching you, Twee, and she's not saying a word. Dallas say you can't rotate your neck. You don't have a range of movement there. There's something wrong. You can't turn to the left or right. You can't look down. You have collapsed into the ground like a pool of spaghetti, and you quickly realize that something is very wrong because you suddenly can't feel your toes. You can't feel your feet. You can't feel your legs.
Oh my God. I'm just, just feeling a surge of panic through what parts of my body I can still feel. Like my heart is just kind of like racing, and I feel nauseous. This deep sense of horror.
Do I see this? I see her kind of crumple, right? Like it's
Oh, yeah.
clear that something's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So continuing the spider monkey attack, I'm gonna scream into this bitch's ear. What did you do to my fucking friend? And I'm going to try and maneuver her so I can get her on her stomach.
Okay.
So I can slam her face into the ground repeatedly.
I'm going to give you that 6 and let you just go ahead and take it.
Oh, well, then I would like to go ahead and maneuver her to the ground.
Yeah. One knee, second knee, hips, and then face.
Grab her by the hair and just slam her. Yeah.
Okay.
Relentless.
Slam.
Like I know
Slam.
Hannah's there.
Yeah.
I don't care. I do
And
not
she
care.
doesn't seem to be stopping you. She is on the radio right now, calling to what you can probably imagine is the student health center. Okay. What we're gonna do really fast is rotate you guys out of this. Dallas, you end up right back in that goddamn hospital.
Again?
Again.
Please tell me I'm not strapped to the bed this time.
No, they're not going to strap you to the bed right now because right now you're paralyzed from the waist down. You're not a flight risk to them right now, but it is an all hands on deck situation where they are all panicked about your well-being. Princess, Dr. Princess is actually panicked about your well-being. Tweet at some point, Vincent Price, the asshole, or Zach Langley with the dog is going to wind up coming and pulling you off of Sylvia. She's going to wind up being taken to the hospital as well. What is your next move, just like over the next maybe 12, 13 hours here?
I mean, I'm by Dallas. Like, I mean, at this point, I'm just fucking angry. Because this broad was all up on our business from day one, would not leave us alone, accused us of doing something we didn't even do.
Yeah.
I mean, we know who did it, but we're not snitches.
We don't do that.
But really, just the level of like Dallas's injury at this point. Like, I want to create, but not. I'm not feeling it right now. Like, now I have kind of lost the interest because like my partner's gone.
Yeah.
She's down. So yeah, I would spend a lot of time with the sketchbook in her hospital room, just hanging out, just being there.
Okay. This is one of those unfortunate situations, which as critically injured as she is, you can't get to her hospital room. They're not allowing visitors right now. They can't with all the surgeries that she's running in and out of. There's lots of discussions whether or not she needs to be choppered off island onto the mainland. So which you're held into like a private waiting room, but you can't actually get to her. Okay. August and Jamal, this is one of those things where as you're enjoying the party, you're moving about. Rue and Hannah in this scene, in this weird suspended reality of 2004 and now, are going to urgently call you back. So either Rue runs up to you, Jamal, and is like peeling your parents off of you and is saying, Dallas is hurt. We need you to come home. Or Hannah, after smacking your mom, August is going to wind up answering a phone. And then her like eyes kind of go dark and she's like scanning the room rapidly and she's looking for you and she's going to run to you. And like the second she puts her hands on you, which again, this woman that doesn't touch, but apparently she'll touch you, you blip out of the photo. You both just know you need to get to the hospital.
There'll probably be a long lingering moment where I'm holding on to my parents before I let go and let Rue take me back to the moment.
Rue is going to tell you, I promise you they're not going anywhere. They're here, but we have to go.
And I'll just like grab onto Jamal's shoulder briefly, like, come on, like we can come back, I promise.
And I'll leave, but I'll be looking back over my shoulder, ultimately back at that picture.
Yeah. Once you suspend from that moment, it's just a still photo with a heart over the belly. The smiles look a little bit more vibrant to you, Jamal. You can't be sure, but maybe that's you projecting it. You're not really sure. And you guys are going to be able to head to the hospital. You're there for a long time. You're there for hours, threatening on days, with Rue coming in and out of the room, bringing you guys food, trying to encourage you to go back to your rooms and get some sleep. Rue is very upset. She's doing everything she can not to start crying, but it's, one of those moments. She's always one hug or one, how's Dallas doing, from just all out sobbing. And at some point, you guys are all sitting there. You're getting ready to leave for the night because it's just like, you guys can't keep sleeping here. You got to go home. And Hannah comes out and it's almost like she can't look at you guys. Her eyes are down. They're low. What's your insight right now, Dallas? Okay. She comes in and it's like she can't look at you. And then she finally takes a deep breath. She rolls her shoulders back and she says, Dallas will live, but she'll never dance again.
So when do we get to fuck up Sylvia?
Sylvia
gonna-
will be undergoing expulsion tomorrow evening.
On top
all-
of pressing charges.
Sylvia will be undergoing expulsion tomorrow evening, and you're all expected to be there.
Well, I'll be-
Yeah, absolutely no problem. Twee, are you going to press charges for assault? Get that bitch in prison?
I'll figure something out.
I'm sorry, Captain C. And she nods, and she turns to leave, and Rue is just standing behind her. Tears are running down her face. She's a light-skinned African American female, so just like me, when she gets really emotional and starts crying, her face gets very puffy, and she gets very red, and she's just.
Well,
Nope, we're gonna end right there.
no, Bridget.
I know, I'm a terrible person. And that, friends of the Symphony, is where our show ends for tonight. Thank you, everyone who has joined in and or is currently watching the replay. You guys are indeed the best part of waking up. We sincerely appreciate you. Alex, let's do this drawing, please. This talk back is about to be amazing.
I think I'm gonna leave you on a cliffhanger too. All right.
Oh, this talk back is about to be great.
Man, we got just two evil people running this stream here.
All right, we're gonna do the giveaway for the soft cover of Miskatonic University.
All right.
The winner is
Mom. Hey, Shauna, congratulations.
Nice.
I will get her address and send it over.
And we have one more winner for Bucho's Books.
Bucho's Books.
Crystal Inc. C.
Hey!
She won the first week.
Did she win first? Well, hey, at least
Yeah.
you have her address. Thank you guys both so much for tuning in and also participating in the drawing. Cast and crew are going to take a brief break, and then we're going to come back for our post-symphony gala. This is a Patreon-only talkback where we unpack what we thought about the episode, things we plan on doing for future episodes, and just kind of diving in and just going like, wow, what just happened? Again, this content is exclusive for Symphony backers. So if you would like access to the talkback and more content, please back us on patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. If you'd like to hang out with us on Discord, there's a link in the chat and at the website at symphonyentertainment.com. We've got a therapy lounge and pet pics place and a quote board and a bunch of fun, sexy stuff over there. It's really a great community. The family they're just awesome. So before we empty out the auditorium, starting with Bucho, let's go around one more time and say goodnight to our symphonic cast. Give us your name, where to find you, and what you do.
I am Bucho. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Pink Panther. There'll be links to my blog, links to my DJ mixes, and I will update pretty regularly now with new paintings that I complete. You can also find me on the Reddit sub community for Symphony Entertainment, so come join us. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Beautiful. Hit us, Perry.
I am Perry Clark. So you can catch when I'm not here playing a game like this, you can catch my podcast, Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. And if I'm not busy with that, I am probably in my practice practicing mental health as a licensed marriage and family therapist here in the San Francisco Bay, Silicon Valley area.
Woo woo. Oh, Chris. Jesus, it's hard to even look at you right now. Hit us, baby.
I am Chris, broadcasting from an undisclosed location in the East San Francisco Bay. I am the sort of person that keeps Perry and other mental health professionals in business. Let's see. I'm a writer, an editor, and part-time Jedi.
And Allie, hit us, baby.
I am Allie, and I am a cast member on the Old Ways podcast for our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. And you can find me over on the Old Ways server Discord. I'm very active over there. You can find me on the Symphonic Entertainment Discord. So come join us, won't you?
And last but totally not least, our producer. Go ahead and tell us who you are, where people can find you, hire you, all that fun stuff, babe.
Hi, I'm Alex. I am the executive producer of the Untold Stories Project here on Twitch, the author of the Titan City Chronicles, a fantasy noir series of novels, the co-developer of Mutants and Masterminds over at Green Ronin Publishing, and you can find me at alexanderwrites.com, where I talk about all that stuff in further detail.
Woot woot. Thank you, cast. Thank you, Alex. We hope you all have enjoyed the symphony, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a wonderful night. Mwah.